Hi, I'm Adam Bocher, and I own and run a company called AV Designer World. We're based in Jersey, Channel Islands, part of the UK, and I thought I'd take a little video to show you my new, it's a press brake and a pillar press in one unit. I've made it from scratch over about a year of doing just weekends and late evenings, and a little bit of help with my staff. So basically the short of it is, I thought I'd make a video because I did a lot of research to build this thing, and I looked at YouTube, stuff like that, and I saw other people doing videos, so I thought it'd be nice to just put it on and get any comments, see if people think it could be improved or different ways of doing stuff. I thought I'd just trade mine and see what people think of it. It's 200 tonne, that's the pressure it's got downwards. It's a static bottom bed, and these two rams inside these captive tubes push down 100 tonnes each. And this blade is sliding. These are the sliders. They're just basic bits of angle iron that allow this blade to slide down on the flange of this beam. It's 3 meters long, so you can take a full sheet of 3 and a bit meters, and it's got an opening depth of 350 mil, which is good to get quite unorthodox things like digger buckets in. We can make jigs and push the bottoms of the digger buckets flat if they're dented. The trick bit is the pump on this part of the machine. The pump produces 700 bar. I sourced it locally from a very good company, Marine Hydraulics. Martin there helped me a lot with recommending what sort of pump and solenoids I need. It produces 700 bar, like I said, and 5 litres a minute. So it takes about a minute to do a full drop down into the V, which is nice and safe, which I like. It's not too erratic and fast. I've got 2 splitting solenoids, which allow exactly the same amount of oil to each ram, and as of yet it's been no problem. It's been pretty precise, whether we're bending a 10 mil sheet or a 2 mil sheet. It's just lovely, it's great. I've got pressure gauges here, so I can keep an eye on the pressure and how things are going and see if it's uneven. And if we're working on the other side of the machine, you can pick this up, drop it down, drop it back in the slot, and you can read it both sides of the machine. For box bending, say you want to make something like this, you want to make a box, and you think you've done one bend, and then you go to do the other, and the bend is in the way. I made these angle lines so they could come off. You unbolt them, and there's a 40 mil gap in between. Basically this blade is 80 mil shorter, the 40 mil each side shorter than the bottom blade. So if you've got a 90 degree bend already, it can go, you can take this off and it can go inside that gap, and you can actually make a tray because you do the other side of the bend down that way. And that's proved really useful, really helpful. As I said, this machine is 2 uses, so it's a pillar press as well. This is 130 tonne pillar press. I'm yet to make the bottom table, which is going to be made out of this 25 mil plate. Maybe I'll do a video later when I finish that. But that's really good for pushing bearings out and straightening forklift bars and all sorts of things. I've also got loads of adapters, a small V and die, in case we want to do anything, little nifty things. We've got screw-on fittings, you can push bearings out. That's proved really useful. That runs on a separate pump. That is 135 bar, but that's more than enough for that. The runnings of it, this one is slow. This one, has visual lights underneath and LED strips so you can see what you're doing. This is nice and quiet, if it works. Quiet enough. And this one I've got on my foot pedal. That's down. And this is up. And that will bend anything up to a full sheet of 8mm with a 50mm die. Anything heavier, I tend to use, any thicker sheet, I tend to use 100mm V die. One here, one there, and one's in storage on this box here. I don't use it much, so I just keep it there. And that will bend, that's a 1.5 metre length of 1/2 inch plate. That's some pretty beefy stuff. There's no problem, it bends it. So all in all, pretty pleased with it. It's cost me a little bit, but nothing like the cost of a 200-ton press brake. At the minute I have actually turned it down for safety to about 120, 130 tons. And I think I might just keep it like that because there's lots, you know, I'd rather the machine to be underworked than overworked. Obviously I recommend you don't make something like this at home if you're just in your backyard or something. I am a coded welder and I've got years of experience. So, you know, all this, and all the hydraulics have been certified and all the hoses made by a specialist company in England, and it's all been signed off. So, yeah, it'd be nice to know what people think.